Come on, man. Come on, man! Come on, man!
Week 3, dummies. Week 3, let's go. What's the best games today? What's the best bets today? Let me know. I'm looking to lose some money today. Let me know what the best bets are. Rigged wheel. Y'all are killing it on the rigged wheel, by the way. 3 for 3 so far to start the season, you guys on the rigged wheel. Y'all have won every week. See if we can get another winner today. And boy, I've got some good food to eat today, too. We're going to talk about it all here in just a few minutes. The college football kickoff show starts soon. Yeah, it has to. It's go time. It's go time. Let's go. Ooh, that's hot. That is hot. Yeah, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. The rumors are true. By the way, it is me, Uncle Lou. Live on YouTube for you. Thanks for watching the College Football Kickoff Show, Week 3 edition, 2025. Great day of games today. Great day of games today. And a guaranteed great your season is over video tomorrow, no matter which way a lot of these games go. Georgia, Tennessee, obviously great for your season is over either way. Florida, LSU, great either way. Texas, A&M, and Notre Dame, great either way. Are Clemson and Georgia Tech? Oh, no. Are the Taters about to make their second appearance on the Your Season Is Over video? We're in week fucking 3. Oh, my God. The Taters might be down bad. I don't know, man. I cannot make up my mind on that game. I put a bet in on Monday because I was all in on Georgia Tech on Monday. So I was like, let me go ahead and put the bet in now. So I put a bet in on Georgia Tech plus the points on Monday. But then as the week went along, I was like, is Georgia Tech really going to beat them? I have a hard time. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Y'all tell me. When we know a team is talented and they're not playing well, I always feel like the week that I bet against them is going to be the week they finally play up to their potential. Like Alabama loses to Florida State, right? I'm like you should bet on Alabama the next week. And then they ended up covering. They play well. They beat a nobody. And Georgia Tech's not a nobody, but like Clemson is way more talented than Georgia Tech. Like there's a reason Clemson was in the top 5 in everybody's preseason ranking on planet Earth. Like they have almost their whole team back from last year. And I don't know, they've just looked like shit 2 weeks in a row. But like when I know how talented a team is, it's hard for me to bet against them. I don't know. I might not bet on them. I might just not bet that game. I always feel like the week I pull the trigger and bet against whoever, in this case Clemson, is the week that they show up and then they beat Georgia Tech by 3 touchdowns or something, Because does anybody, like, if Clemson played up to their potential, does anybody think Georgia Tech can beat them? I don't. I don't think it'd be particularly close. But they're not playing up to their potential. So I don't know. I've got the money in on Georgia Tech. There's nothing I can do about it now, so I'm going to ride with that. Some of the other big games today, of course, Georgia and Tennessee. That came out on Sunday at 6.5. Georgia favored by 6.5. It got bet all the way down to 3.5. Yesterday when I looked, it was back up to 4. What's it at now? Good question. 4. So right now, Georgia sits as a 4-point favorite in that one. I haven't bet that game yet. The over-under is at 50. I like under. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I know Tennessee scored a bunch of points, but they do this every year. Score 50, 60, 70 points against these bad teams. And then in these SEC games, their point total comes way down. And obviously, Georgia hasn't looked great offensively. And both teams have really good defenses. And both teams have questions at quarterback. Joey Aguilar's looked good, but this will be by far the best defense Joey Aguilar's ever laid eyes on, the one he sees today. Doesn't mean he won't have a good game, but I think it's possible this is a very low-scoring game. 20 to 17, 17 to 13, 24 to 20, something like that. And the point total is at 50. So my favorite bet on that game is actually under 50. On the Lunch Money Show, my pick was Tennessee plus 3.5. Of course, I don't ever bet against Georgia. I don't always bet on Georgia. A lot of times I don't bet the Georgia games. I'm probably going to bet Georgia just to make it more interesting, but I'm not giving that out as any advice or recommendation. I would recommend under 50 in the Georgia-Tennessee game. Miami and South Florida on the CW network at 4, I think, 4 or 4:15 on the CW network. I think Miami's going to beat the dog shit out of South Florida. I do. I think Miami wins by 3 touchdowns. I've already bet that game too. I bet that one on Monday. Some of the games, a lot of these games are not, it's like Clemson, Georgia Tech. I think that's tricky to bet. Georgia, Tennessee, tricky to bet. Vandy, South Carolina. I like South Carolina in that one. They're at home at night. That's a tricky one. Florida, LSU is another one. I'm seeing a lot of people take Florida into points. A lot of people. I can't do that. I'd rather not bet the game. I can't put one dime on Sunbelt Billy. I can't. I can't put one dime on him. I think you either have to take LSU or don't bet the game. I just don't see how anybody can have any faith at all in Florida and Billy Napier. Let's not forget here. Forget about what happened last week, but with Florida and South Florida. Forget about that for a second. Florida hasn't beat a team with a winning record on the road since COVID. 2020. Florida has not beat a team on the road that has a winning record since COVID. So, maybe you say, well, yeah, LSU will win, but it'll be close. I'm not laying the 8 points or whatever. I don't see how you can bet on Florida in this game. I don't. I just don't see how. I don't see how anybody can confidently put $1 on Florida. That doesn't mean Florida won't cover the 7 or 8. That doesn't even mean Florida can't win the game. I mean, we've all seen weird shit happen in college football. We've been watching long enough, but I don't know how you can have enough faith in Florida to put your money on them. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that at all. I really don't. Notre Dame and Texas A&M. I like a lot of underdogs this week from a betting angle. I like Texas A&M plus the points. I like Georgia Tech plus the points. I like Arkansas plus the points on the road at Ole Miss. I think Arkansas might beat Ole Miss today. How retarded am I? I'm some amount of retarded, but how retarded? I like Ole Miss on the road. I mean, I like Arkansas plus the 7 or the 8 points on the road at Ole Miss, and I think they might win the game. How retarded am I? A lot of people like Oregon today. Minus 27.5 on the road at Northwestern. I don't usually bet those games where the spreads are that high. You don't know what's going to happen in the second half. If Oregon is up, let's say Oregon's up 35 in the second half of that game, you feel pretty good, right? You feel pretty good, or 28.5, whatever it is. Oregon takes the starters out. Northwestern scores a garbage touchdown at the end of the game. You've got Oregon minus 28.5. Now they only win by 28. I don't know. Plus, almost 90% of the money is on Oregon today. So that tells me Northwestern is covering. Because Vegas doesn't lose like that very often. So anyway, but I'm staying away from that one. I'm not taking any side in the Oregon game. I really only like to bet on games that I watch anyway. And I'm not going to watch that Oregon. I mean, the only way I'm going to watch that Oregon game is if I see the score scroll across the bottom of my screen and it says third quarter, Oregon 24, Northwestern 23 or something like it. In other words, I find out it's close in the second half, I'll turn it on. But I just don't like watching these blowouts, and that's probably what it's going to be. College Game Day, live from Knoxville today. I've got it on up there. They're doing their talking routine now. But anyway, good morning. Welcome to week 3. Good to see everybody in here today. You guys know the rundown. We're going to pull up the schedule of games here in a second. I'm going to go through every single one of the big games today. Give you some brief thoughts on them. We'll figure out, what's coming on, when it's coming on, what channel it's coming on, what we need to be watching all day long. We'll talk about the best games, the best bets, the top storylines, of course, food. I've got a great food day lined up today, y'all, I think. For a lot of snack shit. No meals for me today. Not really. I mean, I'm making it a meal, but I've got really nothing but snack food today. But I got some good shit today. I'm excited about what I'm eating today. You already know. And of course, the rigged wheel coming up at the end of the show. You guys are 3 for 3 on the rigged wheel. Let's give a clap for that. Because you guys in years past have been absolute garbage when it comes to the rigged wheel. I'm not going to lie. There was one year, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, y'all went like 3-13 on your rigged wheel picks. This week, y'all are off to a blazing start. You're 3-0. 3-0 on your picks on the rigged wheel. So y'all are beating me over the head there with the win money routine on that. So we'll do the rigged wheel here at the end of the show. You know the deal on that. If you want to get your name on the rigged wheel, just any Cash App, any PayPal to help support the show today. And I will add your name to the rigged wheel at the end of the show. We will spin the wheel, and whatever name the wheel lands on, you can make one pick today on any game you want against a spread. And if you hit, I will send you back twice whatever you sent me. This isn't some kind of inducement thing to get you to send me a bunch of money or whatever. Try to limit it to $5 or $20, somewhere between $5 and $25. You don't do more than that. Don't do more than that. It's just for those of you that help. Some of you are very kind and generous, and this is just a way to give you a chance to win something back. I'm not a bookie, so keep that in mind. I can't do it on the super chats. YouTube considers this a raffle if I do it through the super chat, and they get mad about that. So it's got to be a Cash App or a PayPal, and good luck on that. Tyler P says, give me Cal on the money line, A&M on the money line, and LSU -7.5 today. Woo. I don't even know who Cal's playing. I'd have to look. I'll have to look. So I'll give you my thoughts on that one when we go through the schedule of games and I come across that one. A&M on the money line's not crazy. I'm going to take it with the points. LSU -7.5. I really like that one. So I think you got some winners there. Carolina Jackpot, thank you for the super chat. He says, I have a bad feeling Clemson gets up off the mat today. Dubu was root. Dubu was Newt Root. That's been proven year after year for the last since the minute the transfer portal was invented. It's been proven that Dubu is Newt Root when it comes to that and his overall philosophy on modern day college football, NIL, rev share, and transfer portal. It's been proven that Dubu was Newt Root. That being said, they still might beat Georgia Tech today. You could be right there. LV, thank you for the super chat. He says, so many great matchups today. Love college football Saturdays like this. Here's for the coffee fund. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder how much money I spend on a given year in coffee. It's not that expensive, obviously, when you buy it from the store. And usually I'm just sitting at home drinking coffee. So that's not that expensive. And I don't go... I guess if I'm traveling, sometimes I'll do Starbucks or like when you stop at the gas station to fill up or something on the way out of town, I'll sometimes buy a coffee like that. I'm never walking around the house and going, you know what I want? Starbucks. And then get in the car and drive and get Starbucks and come back. I don't ever do that. If I ever get Starbucks, it's because I'm out somewhere, gone somewhere. So I don't do I don't spend a lot of money on coffee that way. But God, I do drink a lot of coffee. I do drink. Like today, I will probably drink 6 or 7 cups of coffee today. I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee this morning. This will probably be my last cup this morning. And then I'll probably drink 2 or 3 more cups of coffee at least at the start of the primetime games tonight. So I do drink a lot of coffee. John Seabolt, thank you for the super chat. He says, Kirby Smart is slick and or sly. He knows he has that UJ defense. You really think UJ will keep doing that bullshit offense? As much as it pains me, I took UJ giving up 3.5. I hope I'm wrong. Go Vols. I can respect somebody who's got the ability to be so objective when it comes to college football that they're willing to bet against their own team. I can't do that. If I think Georgia's not going to win or cover, I just don't bet the game. I don't ever want to find myself in a position at the end of a Georgia game where I've got money against Georgia, but they're close to winning, And so do I root for Georgia to win at the end of the game, or do I root to win money at the end? I don't ever want to have to make that decision, so I don't ever bet against my own team. 100-0 Go Vols, gimmick you. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Tennessee on the money line, book it. How much did you put on that, bud? How much did you put on that? How much did you put on that? Y'all want to look at the schedule of games today? Good. Me too. I also want to look at the schedule of games today. Let's do that now. Recapping the Thursday and Friday games, of course, NC State with a 10-point win on the road at Wake Thursday night. And then last night's games, we live streamed last night. But Houston put a whooping on Colorado. And, boy, I saw the Deion Sanders post-game press conference this morning from last night. He's down bad. He's down real bad. He's starting to look like a hostage, you know? So, like somebody that doesn't want to be there but is forced to do it. You see them hostage videos where the guy, the hostage is talking about how nice he's being treated by his captives, and he's lying. There's somebody standing just off screen with a gun pointed to his head, and they're making him say that. He clearly doesn't want to be doing that. That's what these Deion press conferences are starting to look like. Arizona puts another nail in the coffin of Kansas State last night. They defeated Kansas State 23-17. And UCLA, boy, no longer circling the drain. They have been flushed at this point. A 35-10 loss at home to New Mexico. UCLA is probably the worst Power 4 team in the country this year. I think Purdue is a little improved over last year. Of course, Purdue was terrible last year, but I think Purdue's a little improved. Obviously, Florida State is improved. You look around the conferences and you pick out the worst 2 or 3 teams in each conference and ask yourself, would you pick UCLA to beat any of those teams? I wouldn't. UCLA, and we watched a lot of this game last night on the stream, so it's not flukish or what. Like, they are bad. They can't tackle. Obviously, Nico's getting a lot of the attention, because people like to watch him lose, but their defense is horrific. I mean, New Mexico's running through their defense like a pinball machine. I mean, it's just bouncing off people. Just they can't tackle. They're bad. They're really, really bad. You might even say they're in a bad way. So they lose again. They're winless, by the way, with 2 losses to Group of 5 teams. They're 0-3. Down bad. All right, here's today's lineup. The Oregon game at noon that a lot of people are high on. You can find that number anywhere 26.5 to 28.5. Oregon's a massive favorite on the road at Northwestern. Northwestern beat somebody last week 60-something to nothing. So I guess that must mean Northwestern's really good, because teams like Tennessee do this every year. They beat teams the first couple of weeks of the season by 60 or 70 points, and then they try to convince people that means they're really good. So I guess Tennessee fans, anyway, must think Northwestern is really good, too. Don't know about that. I like Oregon to win big, but I don't bet games with spreads that big. If you really think Oregon's going to win by 26.5, wouldn't you just take over 48.5 points? Just take the over. If you think Oregon's going to destroy Northwestern, I might take the over 48.5 points. But I don't bet spreads when they're that big. Clemson and Georgia Tech, one of the biggest games of the week. A lot of people have been talking about this one, not just this week, but really all offseason. This being sort of the game of the year for Georgia Tech, in my opinion. Obviously, they've got the Georgia game coming up at the end, a rivalry game, which is always big. But in terms of making the playoffs and ACC races and things like that, it's a massive game for Georgia Tech. And if they somehow pull this off at home against Clemson, you look at the remainder of Georgia Tech's schedule. They don't play Miami. They don't play Florida State. They don't play Louisville. They don't play SMU. They don't play anybody else in the ACC with any type of pulse, really. They play on the road at Duke, and I think they play NC State. That might be the 2 toughest games left on their conference schedule after this Clemson game. So if they somehow get the win today, I think Georgia Tech would have a legitimate shot of making the ACC championship game. Oklahoma on the road at Temple after destroying Michigan at home last week. They're a big favorite, 23.5. Wisconsin at Alabama. I like Alabama in this one. I think Alabama will win by more than the 20.5. And I like the first half bet in this too. What is the first half number on this? Let's look it up. I'm glad y'all asked. What is it? 12 or 13, something like that, probably. Alabama 11.5 first half. I love that. I might bet the first quarter too. Alabama minus 6.5 in the first quarter. I like that one too. I really like Bama today. Wisconsin's down bad, and they're on a backup quarterback again. They've lost their starting quarterback early in the season 3 years in a row. God, that's terrible. Central Michigan at Michigan. Michigan favored by 27.5. I think Michigan wins big. I won't bet it just because I don't, again, with the point spreads being that big, I like to stay away, but I think Michigan wins easily in that one. Anything else of note at noon? South Alabama at Auburn. Auburn's a 24.5 point favorite. I think they will cover that. I might bet that one. I don't know. Should I bet that one? Where's the Auburn man at in the comment section? Should I take Auburn minus 24.5 here? Afternoon games. The afternoon games. I will be live on YouTube at 3:30 for the afternoon games. So if y'all want to hang out and watch the mid-afternoon games, come back over to the channel. We will do that. That includes Georgia and Tennessee at 3:30 on ABC. Georgia's a 3.5, 4.5 point favorite, depending on where you look. The over-under is around 50. I like the under, and I'm taking Georgia to win the game. I haven't bet the game yet. Don't know if I will. If I do bet it, I'll bet Georgia minus the points, but I am going to bet under 50.5. I think this will be a low-scoring game, so I am going to bet the under, and I'll take Georgia to win. Oregon State at Texas Tech. I'm going to watch this game today at 3:30. I mean, the Georgia game will be on. I'll mostly be watching that one, but this will be one of the games I put on the other TVs. I haven't watched any Texas Tech yet, and I want to. Now, they're a big favorite. I expect them to win today, but, they spent a bunch of money on their team. They are some people's pick to win the Big 12. So I want to watch them play today and see what they look like. Southern Cal at Purdue. Southern Cal's a 20.5 point favorite. I like Purdue to win the points. I would buy it up to 21, but I like Purdue at plus 21. Southern Cal will win the game, though. Anything else this afternoon? Yeah, of course there is. The backyard brawl, Pitt at West Virginia. Give me West Virginia in this one. I don't think West Virginia's a very good team. In fact, I think Pitt's better, and Pitt might even win the game. But these rivalry games can be strange. Massive home field advantage here for West Virginia. And Rich Rod knows the importance of this game, obviously. He spent a lot of time at West Virginia in a previous life. Now he's back like a dog returns to his vomit. And West Virginia hadn't looked good, and Pitt has. If I had to guess, there's probably everybody is on Pittsburgh in this game, which makes me like West Virginia even more. I'll take West Virginia in the points in the backyard brawl at 3:30. So we'll be watching all those games at 3:30. And then at 4, South Florida and Miami, or 4:30. So we'll be able to watch most of this game, too, on YouTube on that afternoon stream. Now, the Patreon stream starts at 7:30. So the Georgia-Tennessee game will be over by then. The South Florida-Miami game probably won't be over by then. But I will be ending the YouTube stream as soon as the Georgia-Tennessee game ends, whatever time that is, and moving over to Patreon for the primetime streams. That was the vote. Over on Patreon this week was the primetime games, which we'll get to in a second. And we'll be hanging out on Patreon tonight watching all these primetime games. Make sure you're signed up on the Patreon page. The link is in the description. And come hang out and watch these primetime games with us. And speaking of those primetime games, boy, we got some big ones. We got some big ones today. The primetime slate is absolutely loaded. Starting out 7:30 on ABC, Florida at LSU. Does Florida just completely implode? Or do they do what they did last year and kind of rally the troops, circle the wagons, whatever dummy cliche you want to use and somehow start to pull off some of these upset wins that we saw last year. Now, they all happened late in the year last year after Florida made a quarterback change to DJ Lagway. They don't really have a secret weapon in their pocket that they can pull out this year for some extra juice. They're going to have to find it from the same team we saw lose to South Florida. I just don't have any faith that they can do it. Especially if I can get LSU under a touchdown. It's listed at 6.5 here. What is it over on? What is it over here where I actually bet? I'm glad you asked. That way I can look. If it's, I mean, I like LSU to win. I like them even more under a touchdown, obviously. Let's see. It's at 7 on my. I have it at 7. I've already bet the game. I like LSU to win there. We also have Texas A&M at Notre Dame. 6.5 point favorite at home. Notre Dame is. I think this will also be a low scoring game. Over under 50. I like the under. Here. And I like Texas A&M to keep this thing close. And I think Texas A&M could potentially win the game. But I will take Texas A&M plus the points in that one. Vandy and South Carolina might be the most entertaining game of the day today. Lenore Sellers, Diego Pavia, two of the most exciting quarterbacks, not just in the SEC, but in all of college football. Two quarterbacks that can carry their team to a win almost by themselves. To me, it comes down to home field advantage, massive. South Carolina at night when their team is good is a hard place to play. Pointing out a team's record, South Carolina, never any good. Yeah, well, just believe me. Massive home field advantage at South Carolina, especially at night, especially when they're good. And even if you think Diego Pavia is better than Lenore Sellers, which is fine if you think that, you can make a case for that. But if you think Lenore Sellers and Diego Pavia are the two best players in the game tonight, who's the second best player? Or that would be the third best player, I guess. If you think Diego Pavia is the best player in the game and Lenore Sellers is the second best player in the game, who do you think the third best player in the game is? Who do you think the fourth best player in this game is? They're South Carolina players. Dylan Stewart, Nicholas Harbor are better for South Carolina than any second or third players that Vandy. I just think South Carolina's a more talented team with a better roster playing at home at night. And I can get them for only -2.5. And people say, well, if it wasn't for special teams touchdowns, they might not have beat Virginia Tech. Or it took 2 special teams touchdowns to get them going against South Carolina State last week. So you're telling me Beamer ball is back too. So in addition to Diego Pavia, or in addition to Lenore Sellers, Dylan Stewart, Nicholas Harbor, in addition to all that, I also get Beamer ball. So South Carolina's going to dominate in special teams too? Yeah, I'll take South Carolina at home. Thank you. You talked me into it. Utah plays Wyoming. Utah should win big there. Nothing great late night tonight. Boston College at Stanford, Minnesota at Cal. So Cal money line was one of the picks from the chat, wasn't it? I guess that guy doesn't know that Minnesota won 70-0 last week, and so that means they're really good. Interesting. There's the rundown of games. Some of my thoughts on those. Inverted Thrills says, Uncle Lou bringing out the biblical proverbs. Yes. Yes. Like a dog to his vomit in that. Thank you, Inverted Thrills. Hoghead, thank you for the super chat. He says, VicTube Productions says Tennessee 43, Georgia 16. That has to be fake news. There's no way VicTube Productions actually said that. I'm going to go ahead and call you a liar there. Thank you, Hoghead. I Bleed Orange says, go Vols. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, sir. Good to see you in here this morning. Austin Woke says, here's what pisses me off. Napier's going to find some way to keep his job. Maybe not today, but we have seen the same shit from him. Let's not throw any shoes tonight. See you in the stream later, Lou. Yeah, I question whether he's going to be able to do this year what he did last year. Keep everybody together like he did last year when everything around him is falling apart. Everyone's calling for his job. Everyone's saying Florida sucks. The fans are mad. I don't know that he can keep this team together like that for a second year in a row. I don't know. I mean, you look at their schedule coming up. The two easiest games left on Florida's schedule are Mississippi State and Kentucky. And Mississippi State just beat Arizona State. I don't see how he gets to a bowl game. I mean, it's possible they go 1-11. I don't think he survives the year. I mean, I don't see any way he even gets to a bowl game. I think they're gonna get rid of him at some point. I hope they keep him through Halloween at least. I'd love for Georgia to beat him one more time. That would be great. But we'll see. Tennessee on the money line. Book it. Oh yeah, you already read that one. Okay. So that's the rundown of games. Now, what is the best bet today? Y'all tell me in the chat. What's the best bet? What is it? If you had $1 to your name and you had to put it on one game today, what's the best bet? What is it? South Florida and the points. Yeah, I disagree on that big time. I like Florida to win, or Miami to win big in that one. Under in Georgia, Tennessee, I do like that one. Northern Illinois money line over. I'm not betting that game because I'm not watching it. Georgia and the points, says Jackpot. Texas A&M money line. That's the best bet. Wow. I'll take the points maybe. Georgia over Tennessee. Bama minus 20.5. I like Bama to win big. Orig 5. Georgia Tech plus 2.5. Tech money line. Oregon. 90% of the money in that game is on Oregon. That worries me. That worries me in the Oregon game. Uncle Lou, I bet the game between my Vols and your Dogs is 27-24. Tennessee wins it. How much did you bet? I think Vandy loses by 20 to South Carolina. LSU minus 6.5. Miami will lose. I'll take that bet. I don't see. I think Miami's going to blow them out. Diego Pavia to Fighting Vandies. North Texas minus 5.5. Best bet was last night, New Mexico money line. Giving out a best bet on a game that's already been played is pretty easy to do, bud. What's Tennessee's record versus Kirby? 1-8, I think. There are some alarming statistics for Tennessee against Georgia. Like, there are some very alarming. Tennessee has averaged 40 points a game under Josh Heupel. They average 14 points a game against Georgia. They haven't thrown a touchdown pass against Georgia since 2021. That means Nico didn't throw a touchdown pass. Joe Milton didn't throw a touchdown pass. Hendon Hooker didn't throw a touchdown pass. That's 3 straight years, 3 different quarterbacks, 0 touchdown passes thrown against Georgia. If Tennessee is going to beat Georgia, they're going to have a better team. Maybe they do. But they're not out coaching Georgia. There's a massive coaching advantage in this game in Georgia's favor. So maybe Tennessee's just got a better team than Georgia this year, and they can beat them. We'll see. Hooker did in 21. Yeah, so when I say they haven't thrown a touchdown pass against Georgia since 2021, that's what that means, bud. That means that someone threw a touchdown pass in 2021. and no one has thrown a touchdown pass since then. 3 years, 3 different quarterbacks, 0 touchdown passes. Exactly what I said. You were going to make some money today, Lou, streaming the Georgia-Tennessee game on YouTube. I don't get to stream very many big Georgia games on YouTube. Usually that ends up being the vote on Patreon is the Georgia game, and I thought that would be the case this week. And it was close, but it was like 40% prime time or 50% prime time, 40% afternoon. So, yeah, I'll get to stream the Georgia game today. And if Georgia's losing, then, yeah, there'll be 10,000 people watching, probably 5,000 at least, if Georgia's losing. There'll be a bunch of people watching. Tennessee's going to be a crazy environment today. It was a crazy environment when Georgia played up there 2 years ago, and Georgia blew them out. I agree on as far as the environment. It will be a wild environment. Yeah, it was wild 2 years ago. Y'all dug up Dolly Parton, hooked her up to a car battery, drug her out there for no reason. You did a uniform gimmick. You did the checker kneeling gimmick or whatever you did. You even scored on the first play of the game and broke the decibel record for college football. And then you got blown out. Nico was mediocre. Well, now that he's gone, yes. Now that Nico is gone from Tennessee, he wasn't very good. Now, for the 2 years he was at Tennessee, and the 1 year before he got to Tennessee when he was in high school and committed to Tennessee, he was the greatest quarterback ever, was winning multiple Heismans, multiple natties, was going to beat Georgia every year. But now that he's gone, yeah, he's not any good. Same thing with Carson Beck, by the way. Carson Beck's terrible, too, if you ask Georgia fans. He's terrible now, too. So, yeah, I know how it works. Does Georgia think Carson Beck is good now? You mean the school doesn't have a thought? Like, so you say, does Georgia think that? Georgia's an inanimate institution. It doesn't think anything. Cash App sent. I'm taking Georgia points to win the rigged wheel. Yeah, I'll add all the names at the end of the show, like normal. I'll pull up the Cash App and the PayPal and add everybody's name to the rigged wheel at the end of the show. If Georgia's struggling or loses, we can see pissed off vintage Uncle Lou. I don't know how pissed off I'll get. It depends on how the game goes. Losing a game doesn't. I mean, Georgia's going to lose games this year. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's Bama. Maybe it's Auburn. Maybe it's Texas. Maybe it's Ole Miss. Maybe it's Mississippi State. Florida, whatever it is. I mean, Georgia went 10 and Georgia lost 2 games last year during the regular season and won the SEC and made the playoffs. Ohio State lost 2 regular season games last year, didn't even play in the conference championship game and won the national title. So the college football landscape is different now than it was in 2015 and 2016 when Georgia was bad and I was busy breaking TVs and yelling about shit constantly every time they lost a game. Georgia's 3rd loss of the season, if it happens, no matter who it happens to, would be a lot worse than losing today. Same thing for Tennessee, by the way. Tennessee can lose today, just like they did last year, and could still make the playoffs. These games don't have the eliminating type of feeling that they used to have when you lose. Now, if we lose the game today because Gunnar Stockton is dinking and dunking the ball all day behind the line of scrimmage and throwing 3-yard curl routes, and we get down to the 5-yard line and run 4 running plays and can't score, and Gunnar Stockton is refusing to throw the ball downfield or over the middle, if that kind of thing happens, I'm going to be mad, win or lose. So we'll just have to see how the game plays out in terms of how mad I might get. No, Sleeper is a daily fantasy sports app. You don't pick winners and losers in that game. As far as teams go, you're picking more or less. You're picking more or less on player stats. Here, I'll show you. Y'all got to help me pick a winner today. I've got 2 picks already that I know I'm going to do. I need y'all to help me pick a third one. Let me pull the app up and I'll put it up on the screen so y'all can see it. All right, give me a second here. I'm going to put my phone up on the screen so y'all can see it. Yes, let me see if you have a cheeseburger and a Coke. Cheeseburger and a Coke. Okay. This is the home screen. So you see it's just got players' names and then stat lines. I'm going to go to the top here, click college football. And it brings up a list of players here. You can search. So 2 plays that I'm doing. I told you all week. I haven't seen shit from Georgia's offense. It's looked bad. Gunnar Stockton hasn't looked good. But I am blindly trusting that was all just a mirage. So I'm taking Gunnar Stockton today. I'm taking Gunnar Stockton today. Back in 2014, 2015, 2016, when Georgia's offense looked like this, I did not have any faith that it would get better because it never had before. But given what Georgia and Kirby have done the last 7 or 8 years or whatever, I'm willing to give him and the team and Gunnar the benefit of the doubt that they played 2 nobodies, and now that they're playing a big game on the road, conference opponent, that we will see a grown-up offense. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is on that. So his passing yards total on Sleeper sits at 205. See it in yellow there? I'm going to take over or more than 205.5 passing yards for my boy, Gunnar Stockton. There we go. More than 205.5. All right. The other one I'm going to go with, I hit this one in week 1. I'm going to ride it again today. I am going to go Nicholas Harbor, tight end / wide receiver for South Carolina. His receiving yards number right here in the middle of the screen sits at 46.5. I'm taking more than 46.5 receiving yards for Nicholas Harbor. He can get that in one play, downfield or on a hitch pass. The guy's got Olympic speed. He's bigger than any cornerback on the field. He's faster than any safety or linebacker on the field. He's a matchup nightmare. I'm going to take Nicholas Harbor. He might be the most talented player on the field, period. Lenore Sellers and Diego Pavia are great. Nick Harbor could be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft when he comes out. He's got that much talent, size, and speed and ability. I'm taking over 46.5 receiving yards for Nicholas Harbor. So that's 2 picks. That's Gunnar Stockton over the passing yards and Nick Harbor over the receiving yards. Now I need a third pick. So y'all help me out here. Dante Moore. No. Wait a minute. No, that's not Dante. I was about to say, why does Dante Moore have a receiving yards? Here you go. Haynes King. They sat him out last week so that he'd be healthy this week. More or less than 51.5 rushing yards for Haynes King against Georgia Tech. Against Clemson. More or less than 51.5 rushing yards for Haynes King. If Georgia Tech's got a chance to win this game, it better be over. It better be over that. It's going to have to. If you think Georgia Tech's winning the game, then my only concern with taking that is what if he really is hurt and he can't finish the game or something like that? That's my only concern with the Haynes King over pick. Joey Aguilar, more or less than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I just told you Tennessee hadn't thrown a passing touchdown against Georgia since 2021. Maybe we should take less than 1.5 passing touchdowns for G5 Joey. Maybe that's the move. Or here you go. How about Ty Simpson, more or less than 1.5 passing touchdowns? Surely he can throw 2 touchdowns against Wisconsin, yeah? Surely he can throw 2 touchdowns or more against Wisconsin. What else do we have? Justice Haynes, the running back from Michigan, more or less than 88.5 rushing yards. I like more there. He's gone well over 100 yards in both games. He had a 75-yard touchdown run last week against Oklahoma. He had 150 yards rushing in week 1. He's their best player. They can't throw the ball, Michigan. Bryce Underwear doesn't know what he's doing, and even if he did, they don't have any receivers. Maybe Justice Haynes, more than 88.5 rushing yards is a good play. Garrett Nussmeier, more or less than 1.5 passing touchdowns. The LSU quarterback there. They play Florida today. Jeremiah Smith score a touchdown today. More or less than 0.5 touchdowns for Jeremiah Smith. That seems like a lock almost, doesn't it? Cade Klubnik, more or less than 200. I'm staying away to Clemson offense. I'm staying away. Staying away. Dante Moore, the quarterback for Oregon, more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns. That's probably an over pick there. Carson Beck, more or less than 268.5 passing yards. I don't know about that. Miami might just run the ball down South Florida's throat today, you know. DJ Wagway Woo, more or less than 208.5 on the road at LSU. Nate Frazier, anytime touchdown, more or less than 0.5 for Nate Frazier, Georgia running back Nate Frazier. What's the best one? I got to pick one more. You have to do, well, you don't have to do 3. I think you can do 2. But I like to do 3. So what's one more? What's one more to add? I'll add the first one I see in the chat that we went over there. Haynes King would be a good one. Emmett Johnson, I don't even know who that is. Somebody made a good point about taking the Nate Frazier bet. Georgia rotates 4 and 5 running backs. Plus, Gunnar Stockton could run the ball when you get down there. So it's tricky to pick a Georgia running back to score a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith with a touchdown. All right, let's do that. Jeremiah Smith with a touchdown. Let's see, where did that go? Jeremiah Smith, anytime touchdown. All right, there we go. Or maybe we'll do 2. Maybe we'll do another one, and we won't even put any thought into it. All right, this is, what is this? $10 to win 40. All right, there we go. $10 to win $39.80. So we'll see if we can get lucky today on that. Now I'm going to go through and just pick ones that I saw that y'all liked. Y'all liked Haynes King more than 51.5 rushing yards, right? What were some other ones y'all liked? Y'all liked... Well, where'd they go? What else do y'all like? All right, somebody tell me something to take in the chat, and I'll take it. We already did Jeremiah Smith. Zachariah Branch. Zachariah Branch, more than 39.5 receiving yards. All right, we need one more. Justice Haynes, over. Okay. Justice Haynes, more than 88.5 rushing yards. All right, we'll do that one too. All right, $10 to win $47 on that one. All right, so we got two different prize picks plays in today. So hopefully we'll hit one of them. Download the Sleeper app and you can play along or fade me. Take the opposite of what I did. You're probably, hell, you might be more likely to win if you just take the opposite of what I picked there. But download the Sleeper app, use promo code Lou, L-O-U, and they will give you a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. So you deposit $100, they're going to give you another $100, courtesy of Uncle Lou. You deposit $25, they'll give you another $25. You get the idea. Download Sleeper today. You'll be glad you did. It does make watching the games a lot more fun. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring the kickoff show this season. Stetson Bennett over 5.5 beers today. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, what are we eating today? This is a great topic of conversation that I enjoy doing every Saturday morning. I went to the grocery store yesterday, y'all, which is a rarity for me. I bet I don't go to the grocery store 5 or 6 times a year. The lady usually does all that, and shout out to her for that. But I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I realized, okay, yeah, this is why I don't go to the grocery store, because everything that I walk by, I'm like, oh, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I got a meat and cheese tray, which is one of my all-time. Yeah, that's just a go-to. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I got a meat and cheese tray with crackers, 2 or 3 different kinds of cheese, 2 or 3 different kinds of meats on there. So I got that. I did. I got a crab dip. And I got pimento cheese. I like to eat them with the, what are they called? Bagel chips? I call it stale bread, but I think they're called bagel chips. Anyway, I instead of like some kind of potato chip, I use bagel chips. And so I've got pimento cheese as a dip and crab dip as a dip too. And I'm doing chicken wings today. When I say I'm doing chicken wings, I mean they're being picked up from a place and brought here. Not that I'm doing them, like cooking them. But I'm doing A-Town Wings as a place here. A-Town Wings. Great food. Great wings. And you know what I get from there with the wings? So my 2 favorite wing flavors are buffalo mild, just traditional buffalo sauce. Mild though, and lemon pepper. So those are my 2 favorite types of chicken wings, buffalo mild and lemon pepper. This place, A-Town Wings, they have a wing that they do where it's a lemon pepper wing, dry rub lemon pepper wing, and then they toss it in mild buffalo sauce. Ugh, come on, man, come on. If you haven't had it, it is so good. So it's basically a lemon pepper chicken wing tossed in buffalo wing sauce. It is so good. They are so good. So that's what we're doing today. And chicken salad sandwiches for lunch. So chicken salad sandwiches for lunch. For snacks all day, I've got the meat and cheese tray. I've got the crab dip. I've got the pimento cheese dip. And for dinner tonight, A-Town wings, lemon pepper, tossed in mild buffalo sauce. I'm pretty excited. This is probably the best food day I've had so far in terms of the choices and the amounts and the different things that I'm having. We did the jalapeno poppers last weekend, which, of course, I love those. Those are amazing. Haven't done Tommy fries yet. Holding off on that. I haven't done the Tommy fries yet, which is alarming. Did my boiled peanuts, of course. You know what we were going to do today originally was we were going to do a jambalaya today. We were going to do a jambalaya today. But as you might know, and you should be aware, Uncle Lou is currently without air conditioning. You heard me right. Uncle Lou is without air conditioning. The air conditioner went out late Friday afternoon, early Friday evening. Called the people. They're like, well, it's after hours, so it's like $1,000 if we come out there and look at it today, or we can come in the morning. This was Thursday. I'm sorry. This was Thursday, late afternoon, early evening. They're like, well, it's after hours. When we come now, it's like an extra $1,000 emergency fee, or we can come tomorrow morning. That's fine. Tomorrow morning's fine. So yesterday morning, well, it turns out whatever it is that's broken, they got to order two. There's two parts they have to order, and they don't have them. Of course, they don't have them. They got to order them. And because it was Friday yesterday, they won't be here till Monday. So I'm without air conditioning. All day yesterday, all day today, all day tomorrow, which could add to my meltdown if Georgia shits the bed today, because I get extremely short-tempered. If you think I'm short-tempered normally, or an asshole normally, or whatever, you should see me when I get hot. It's not good. So that could be bad today. A combination of no air conditioning, being hot in my own house, and having to watch Georgia play bad and or lose could lead to a significant meltdown here on the channel. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Now, the good news is it's not the middle of July. If this was happening in July, I'd have to leave. I'd have to go stay in a hotel somewhere. I wouldn't, there's just no way I would do it. But the weather's actually been pretty mild here. It's only getting up to like 82, 83 degrees, which is still too hot to not have air conditioner. It's not like I'm comfortable in here. I mean, like right now is fine. We've got every window in the house open. It's 65 degrees in the morning. You get the breeze coming through with the windows open. Like, it feels great in here right now. But 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, sort of the hottest part of the day, it heats up in here. It's not ideal. And then 5 or 6 o'clock, once the sun starts to go down, it cools off quick. So it could be worse. It's not that bad. It is hotter than I would prefer it, obviously, without having the, with not having an air conditioner to turn on, but I'm trying to look at it like glass half full type of deal. At least this didn't happen in July when it's 110 degrees outside every day. But yeah, that could, the combination of not having any AC today and watching Georgia play bad and or lose could lead to bad things this afternoon. So let's hope that doesn't happen, right? Nobody wants to see me get all mad and start stomping around in here or throwing or breaking shit or whatever. Nobody wants to see that. And whatever you do, because I'm streaming the Georgia-Tennessee game on YouTube, so whatever you do, if Georgia's losing, or if they do something bad or stupid or whatever, please don't troll me. Seriously, please, whatever you do, please don't troll me during that game. Yeah, that would be terrible. That would just be terrible. I know I can trust y'all for that. Lord Tebow says, is UCLA on 0-12? Watch. Nico down bad. Lou, Ohio State might beat them 100-0. Yeah, they might go 0-12. I mean, they haven't even got to the Big Ten part of their schedule yet, and they're 0-3 with losses to UNLV and New Mexico. I mean, they lost to Utah, but you say, okay, well, Utah's probably a pretty good team. And maybe UNLV is a pretty good team too, but New Mexico ain't. And they got drug up and down the field like a dead body by New Mexico last night on national television. They looked terrible. I really think they might be the worst team in the Power Four. Mr. Thompson says, shout out to the UC. I'm about to leave you. Took New Mexico on the money line and won $100. Gotta love Nico. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Thompson. Congratulations, big win. Yeah, won $100 on the New Mexico money line. That's a good pick. John Seabolt, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm sorry I had to make the kids some breakfast. How do I get on the wheel? I'm slow. Like Josh Heupel trying to figure out Kirby Smart's defense. All right, let me post it for you. You get on the wheel by donating to the show, by supporting the show through Cash App or PayPal. I can't do it through the super chats because YouTube views that as a raffle, and a raffle is against YouTube terms and policies or whatever it is. So I can only add names to the wheel through the PayPal or the Cash App. The links are in the description of the video to the Cash App and the PayPal, and I just posted it in the chat there too. You can click that PayPal link, or the Cash App is $LoutubeHere. And then at the end of the show, so in about 10 minutes, I'll pull up the Cash App, the PayPal, add everybody's name to the wheel, and then we spin the wheel. And whatever name the wheel lands on, that person gets to make a pick against the spread today, any game you want. And if you hit, then I'll send you back twice whatever you sent me. And y'all are 3 for 3 this year so far on that too. So this isn't a way to try to get you to gamble. That's not the idea. It's just people, y'all are very generous. Y'all are very kind. Y'all are always great with the super chats and the Cash Apps and the PayPals and all that year round. So this is just a way for people who are going to support the show anyway to potentially win some money. That's all. It's not an inducement to try to get you to send me money, but to gamble. That's not the point. I'm just trying to find a way to give away some money. Basically is what it comes down to. Yep. Tennessee fans doing Florida State's chant while game day is talking to DeBoer. Truth or troll, Heupel hasn't seen his jawline in 20 years. He is a fucking sloppy motherfucker, that Josh Heupel, ain't he? PayPal coming your way. Thanks for your year-long service and entertainment for college football. Yeah, appreciate y'all watching, man. I mean, I'd be doing this whether y'all were watching or not, probably. I mean, I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I would upload a video, and like the next day I would look at it and it would have 50 views, and I'm like, I can't believe 50 people watched my YouTube video. So I mean, no matter how big the channel gets, or no matter how many people happen to be watching during a live stream or watch the uploaded videos or whatever, no matter how big those numbers get, yeah, I'm still extremely thankful that anybody would choose to click on an Uncle Lou video or live stream. So I appreciate y'all watching. Who's more sloppy, Pogge or Heupel? I don't know who Pogge is, so I'll go with Heupel. I couldn't make it through life without college football. I hear you. This is really my only hobby. I talked about this before, but like I don't play golf. I'm not in some bowling league. I used to play cards a couple of nights a week, but I quit doing that. So I don't really have. So college football is my hobby, really. That's I really don't do much else, like hobby wise outside. I don't hunt. I don't fish. I'm not really into any other sports, at least not the way that I'm into college football. I'll watch other sports when they're on and I don't have much to do. I'll watch an NFL game on Sunday night, or I do like the NBA playoffs. I do like the March Madness basketball tournament. So I'll watch some other sports sometimes if there's nothing going on, but like even the NBA, I probably can't name 10 NBA players, I can't name 10 college basketball players from last year. I'm not into it like that. It's not a hobby. It's just something I watch when there's nothing else on, basically background noise almost. Zadaway, thank you for the super chat. He says Kirby loves stock QBs, no upgrades. Let's go, Gunner. There's a lot to be said for that. Kirby would rather have a quarterback throw for 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions than 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. I truly believe that. Kirby, no coach is perfect. Like, for a long time, Nick Saban was the best coach in college football, right? He's retired now. A lot of people think Kirby's the best coach now. But no coach is ever perfect. There's always something they're not perfect at, whatever it happens to be. With Kirby, I do think Kirby is a little too conservative offensively. And I think he's too involved offensively. I think Georgia is at their best when Kirby has the least to do with the offense. I think Monken, well, first of all, Monken's just an elite offensive. Todd Monken's the best offensive coordinator alive, period. He's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the world. So there's that, which obviously helps. But then on top of that, for whatever reason, he was able to get enough separation from Kirby in terms of the offense, whereas some other OCs have not been able to do that. And it's almost like the OCs are a little hamstrung by the confinements that Kirby places around the offense. It's kind of how the impression I get is that he's a little too conservative. There aren't very many head coaches on the planet who would have had Justin Fields on the bench behind Fromm. That was not good. That was the wrong decision. Now that's all water under the bridge. He's won 2 natties with Stetson Bennett, and that's great, and that's amazing, and kiss Kirby's feet and the whole deal. But he fucked that up massively because Justin Fields was going to make some mistakes if you played him. He was a true freshman. He was going to make mistakes. He was also going to make highlight plays every series. We would have been a better team in what year was that? Was it 2018 or it was 2019, wasn't it? Whatever year it was. We would have been a better team that year with Justin Fields at quarterback. Facts. There's just no denying it. Look what Justin Fields did the very next year at Ohio State. 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. Georgia will never have a quarterback under Kirby Smart that puts up those numbers. He is a little too conservative, I think, offensively. Now, to his credit, when you've got an elite level defense, you can afford to be pretty conservative offensively because your defense is going to keep you in almost every game you play, But the problem, particularly his first 4 or 5 years in Athens, was he had a pretty good defense that kept him in most of the games he played. But when the game came along where you needed the offense, it wasn't there. Outside of the Oklahoma game in the Rose Bowl. But what do we know about that Oklahoma team and their head coach? Anybody in the country can score 40 points on them. So, yeah, that was great. Georgia's offense exploded in the Rose Bowl and won 50-45 or whatever it was. That's amazing. The top 60 offenses in the country could have scored 40 points on that Oklahoma team. Reality. You and Josh Pate should do a collab. Yeah, I seriously doubt that's going to be happening anytime soon. Seriously doubt that. Jay says, calm down, Lou. Dog's on top. I'm not going to calm down, bud. And I like you, Jay, but you know better than to try to tell me what to do. So I told y'all the story last night about the guy that emailed me trying to tell me what to do. No. DK, thank you for the super chat. Are you going to place any bets on the South Florida Miami game? I bet it on Monday. I have I'm on Miami. I think Miami wins big. I have Miami minus 17. At minus 120, though. I didn't get that at minus 110. I think it was 17.5 when I bet it, and I bought it down to 17. So I've got minus 17 at minus 120. Yeah. Yep. What about Georgia versus Ohio State in 2022? They scored 42. Yeah. I'm talking about his first 5 or 6 years in Athens when he had Jake Fromm and Justin Fields and chose to play Jake Fromm instead of Justin Fields. When Monken got there, things changed. I got you, Colby. I forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me. I forgot about that. What's on the menu today? Chicken salad sandwiches for lunch, a meat and cheese tray, a crab dip, a pimento cheese dip, and chicken wings for dinner. So we got great food today. Great food today. Better late than never. Had to get that workout in before I ingest all those calories. Payloo Moon. What's up, Mike? Good to see you in here, buddy. We took Justice Haynes today in a sleeper pick, Mike. So I need Justice Haynes to have what was the Justice Haynes number? It was 70 or 80 yards, something like. I need Justice Haynes to have 100 yards today, basically. I think Uncle Lou should collab with Kangaroo Black for the Georgia Bama game. I've been on his show several times. Lou, you mentioned it, but what's the min and max for the rigged wheel? Well, there's really not one, but 25. I mean, I would prefer you didn't do more than $25, but yeah. Finger food sounds so good. I might do that today too. Yeah, that's that. I try to do that most Saturdays. Really, I hardly ever eat off of a plate on Saturday because I'm in here all day long. It's usually things I can. It's usually finger foods that I have. Now, sometimes we'll do like we almost did jambalaya today. So once or twice a year, I do chili on Saturdays. So yeah, that's, you got to kind of sit down to eat that. But generally, I try to do grab and go shit that I can stand up and eat. No, rigged wheel at the end of the show. It's coming up in a few minutes. Yeah, if you want to get on the rigged wheel, now's your last chance to do it, though. We are about to spin the wheel. I'll post a link one more time. So, I'm going to start adding names to the wheel. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yep, there it is right there. All right, let's delete last week's names and start with the new ones. So I'll do Cash App first, add all the names. Then I'll do PayPal, add all those names, and then I'll check them one more time for anybody that last minute that sent it in or whatever. But if you want to get on the wheel, you're running out of time. All right, here we go. James C. is first on the wheel today. Let's do caps. Makes it easier for me to see because I'm half blind. James C., thank you for helping to support the show this morning, buddy. Good luck to you. We've got Carrie T. Good luck. Anthony S. Kenneth W. Brett B. Sir UGA Man. John S. Preston S. Andy N. David K. JC. Trap. Didn't you win? Was it last week you won or the week before? I think you won once, didn't you? I think you did. Good luck again, buddy. Appreciate you helping to support the show this morning. Kevin S. William S. Jedediah. What's up, Jedediah? Jedediah. Yeah, that looks right. Jacob R. And of course, Carolina Jackpot. Yeah, Big Dog Eat. All right. I'm going to pull up the PayPal. If you sent a Cash App and I didn't type your name in, that just means it hadn't come through yet, but I'm going to check the Cash App again before we spin the wheel. So, all right, let's pull up the PayPal and see what's going on over there. We have to. Activity. Yes, activity. What's today? September 13th? I believe it is. Yes, September 13th. All right, we have Dale E. Shout out to you, Dale E. Michael H. Benjamin M. Oh, J.R. Good to see you in here, buddy. Chris T. Thank you for helping to support the show this morning, Chris. Hogman. Hogman's a Tennessee man. Hogman, I hope you win the rigged wheel because you ain't winning the game today, bud. No, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. You might. You might. All right, I'm going to check the Cash App one more time. Nathan B, got you on the Cash App, buddy. You got in just in the nick of time, my guy. All right, that looks like it. Yep, that looks like it. If for some reason you sent a Cash App or a PayPal and I did not add your name to the wheel because it either didn't come through yet or I'm just an idiot and I missed it, email me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, and I'll make it right one way or the other. I didn't intentionally leave anyone's name out, but I have skipped people's names before, and they've been like, hey, you didn't put my name in there. Just if that happened, I promise you it's an accident. But just email me and I'll make it right. All right. So we're going to spin the wheel here in a second. Now, what do I need? I need a number from let's get a number from Rudy. All right, Rudy. 3 through 5. I need a number 3 through 5, Rudy. Rudy, 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 Rudy. Rudy says 3. I'm not going to lie. I like it when people say 3 because it's less spins. Yeah. All right. So we are going to spin the wheel 3 times. Good luck to everybody who helped support the show this morning through Super Chat. And you know what? Let's do 2 names today. We're going to do 2. We're going to give 2 people a chance to win today. All right. So I'll spin. We're going to do it twice. 3 spins each time. So we're looking for the 3rd and the 6th name today. First spin is Carrie T. Thank you, Carrie, for helping to support the show today. Second spin, looking for the 3rd name. JC. Thank you, JC. All right, 3rd spin, and the first winner today is... Did it land on JC twice in a row? Dang. Rigged wheel. Rigged wheel. Rigged wheel. Let's see. JC, I believe you did Cash App, if I remember right. Let's see here. Yes, you did. And Georgia minus the points. All right. I'll check the points in a second. Let's spin the wheel again. All right, we're going to do it again. 2 winners today. So we're looking for now the 3rd name again, or which would be the 6th name, but we'll just start over at 1. Looking for the 3rd name again. Chris T. Thank you, Chris, for helping to support the show today. Second name is... Looks like Brett B. All right, that's the 2nd name. All right, the 3rd name and the 2nd winner today is... Oh, Hogman. I called it. Rigged wheel. Rigged wheel. The wheel is definitely rigged. I called that. Hogman, congratulations. You won the wheel, which means your team is losing today. Hogman did a PayPal. Let me see. He usually he wants Florida. Oh, Hogman likes Florida today. Okay. All right, got that written down. All right, let's check the most recent number, and we'll see what points y'all have today. Let's see, NCAA foosball. All right, we're looking for the Georgia game. That's at 3:30 right here. Georgia minus 3.5. That's you, JC. You said dogs minus the points. And Hogman likes Florida. That's a night game. Florida +7 for Hogman. Florida +7 for Hogman. Good luck to both of you. Shout out to everybody who helped support the show today through the rigged wheel. And let's get 2 winners. Let's get 2 winners. Let's do it. Notice Hogman did not pick his Tennessee Vols. Notice that Hogman did not pick his Tennessee Vols today. Dang. Now, JC is a Georgia fan, and he did pick his dogs. So JC has more confidence in his dogs than Hogman does in his Vols. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out that way. Great games all day today. One more time, the streaming schedule for today. 3:30 on YouTube. So that's the Georgia-Tennessee game. There's other games on at that time slot that we'll be watching, but the marquee game at 3:30 today is Georgia-Tennessee. I'll be live on YouTube around 3:15, and we'll hang out and watch Georgia versus Tennessee and all the other 3:30 games right here on this channel at 3:30. So come back. We'll have a good time. If Georgia starts to lose or loses or is losing at any point during the game or whatever the case, you can come troll me, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better about losing 8 in a row to Georgia. I'll give you a digital hug, give you a digital shoulder to cry on to. So we'll hang out at 3:30 right here on YouTube, watch all the afternoon games, and then the Patreon stream today is going to be the prime time games, and there are a bunch of good ones today. In prime time. So I will end the YouTube stream as soon as the Georgia-Tennessee game ends, and we'll go over to Patreon and stream all the primetime games, including Vandy versus South Carolina, Texas A&M versus Notre Dame, Florida versus LSU. Is the Arkansas-Ole Miss game on in primetime too? What time was that game on? Arkansas and Ole Miss. I think that's going to be a good one. Where is that game? Yeah. That one's in prime time too. So a lot of great games tonight. That'll be the Patreon stream today, prime time. If you're not on the Patreon page and you want to check it out, there's a link I just posted in the comment section right there. The link is also in the description of the video. Check out the Patreon page. I stream there every Saturday. Some Saturdays I stream on YouTube in addition to, and also like today. Last week we only did last week was just a Patreon stream, but Patreon stream every Saturday. So check it out. We have a good time. Good luck to everybody's team today. Great day of college football ahead. I can't wait. Hope everybody makes some money today. Download the Sleeper app. It's a lot of fun. It makes watching these games a lot more fun, a lot more exciting. Use that promo code LOU. They've been kind enough to sponsor the kickoff show this season, so let's show them some love. Download the Sleeper app. It's legal in Georgia, South Carolina, and 30 other states. Yeah, it's true. So check them out. And I'll see you back here at 3:30 for Georgia and Tennessee. Have a good morning.